Are you constantly distracted at work or feeling overwhelmed by your to-do list? What if the solution was not some new productivity app or early morning wake-up routine, but that you can actually become more productive by doing less? In this video, we'll introduce you to the concept of essentialism and show you 3 ways to transform your productivity. Essentialism is a philosophy created by Greg McKeown that emphasizes the importance of focusing on the things that matter most and letting go of everything else. By applying the discipline of essentialism to your everyday life, you can become more efficient, productive, and effective in your personal and professional life. However, essentialism is not just about doing less for the sake of doing less. Instead, it's about doing less of the unimportant things so that you can concentrate on doing more of the things that are truly valuable to you. So, how can you incorporate essentialism into your life? And how does that make you more productive? It all starts with the 3 key points of essentialism, which we're going to look at one by one. The first key point of essentialism is to take the necessary time to explore and evaluate your various options before committing to any. In order to be able to determine what's really important to you, you first need to find the time and space to focus. When was the last time you took time out of your day to just sit and think? Can you even remember the last time that you were bored? Nowadays, everyone turns to their phone at every available opportunity, whether they're sitting in an airport, riding in a taxi, or waiting for a friend to arrive at a restaurant. The days where we just sat and stared into space, getting bored, are long gone. And maybe that's a good thing, as no one likes being bored, but by removing the chance to get bored, we also lost the time we used to have to sit and to think. By carving out the necessary time to focus, you can use that time to evaluate your priorities and what matters most. One way of doing this is to use extreme criteria. As you evaluate any decision or dilemma in your life, consider if this is something you absolutely must do. Is this opportunity exactly what you're looking for? If you put your decision to an extreme test and feel complete and utter conviction, then it's a yes. Anything else should be a no. The goal is to identify what is essential and to filter out the rest. As the TED speaker Derek Sivers says, it's either a hell yeah or it's a no. The second key point of essentialism is elimination. This involves setting boundaries, removing distractions, and staying focused on what's essential. When you eliminate things that are not important, you create space to focus on what is. In his book, Greg gives the example of going through your wardrobe and dividing your clothes into piles of must keep and probably should get rid of. Throwing out old clothes isn't easy. Research has shown that we value things that we already own more highly than they are worth. And we all have a nagging voice that says, "What if I want to wear it again one day in the future?" To overcome this, you can ask the question, if I didn't already own this, how much would I spend to buy it? Similarly, in life, we often find it far easier to say yes to new opportunities than to say no to activities that we've already committed to. Instead of focusing on what we want to say yes to, we need to learn to be comfortable saying no more frequently and eliminating the things in our life that are non-essential. Consider this question: what are the things that are taking up your time and energy but not contributing to your goals or values? If they weren't already part of your life, what would you be willing to do to acquire them? The third key point of essentialism is execution. Once you've identified what's truly important and eliminated distractions, it's time to focus on executing your plan. To build this into your everyday activities, you should create a buffer to prepare for the unexpected, so you can adjust if necessary. Too often we assume a best-case scenario and underestimate how long something will take, whether that's driving to a new destination or completing a project or presentation. With the pace of our lives getting faster and faster, we don't leave any room for error, which can lead to increased stress, frustration, and poor execution. Essentialism encourages us to spend the necessary time planning and preparing for any activity, as well as overestimating the time we need to complete a task, so that we have a buffer to protect against the unexpected. Another tip for execution is to start small. Encourage progress and celebrate small wins along the way. Try ideas out to see what works. Create minimal viable products that you can get feedback on, and break larger projects into smaller tasks, so it's easier to get started. There is something incredibly powerful about seeing our progress towards a goal, and by breaking things down, we can build routines and habits that will help us achieve far more. Essentialism is a powerful tool that can help us increase our productivity and achieve greater results. By exploring and evaluating, eliminating distractions, and executing on what's truly important, we can make the most of our time and are more likely to achieve the things that truly matter.